What's good? It's Chigozy, Friday, June 28th, 2019. And here we're going to start off with some homework. You can see how this piece of propaganda about Joe Biden published April 11th. Funny too, because we're just about the number 114 with Kamala Harris yesterday. And now here we have 11/4 letters from Joe Biden reveal how he sought supporting of segregationists and fight against busing. So they had this carefully crafted to publish that day, to release today for the debate. But this video is just another general look. I accidentally clicked on this, but you can just see how contrived it is. Now, today, it's all we're talking about. Harris and Biden's emotional back and forth, talking about how Joe Biden could have potentially fucked up his chance at presidency because of his remarks, which were, of course, racist because you get it? He's the older white man. So he's the racist, the white man's world. He's in charge. That's the type of programming the false Jew bankers who run this theatrical production company called the White House, called the federal government. This is what they try to program you. You don't see a Jewish man coming up here, being racist against black people. It's always the white man doing it because it's a play, it's theatrical propaganda from the federal government. He delivered a soundbite. See, I wish that the shit wasn't buffering so hard. I probably would have watched it live and seen it unfold. But it was just so choppy. I just gave up halfway. But let's see what soundbite sums to. Soundbite equals 37, 134. Chicago equals 37 and 143. And again, he was the vice president to Obama. That might be more of a looser connection, but understand in all of Obama's propaganda, they use the number 37 very heavily. 109 to 29th prime. Joe Biden 37. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? Joe Biden 37, just like Soundbite in the same full reduction. This is by the numbers propaganda. Joe Biden 44. Why does Joe Biden equal 44? He was the vice president to the 44th president. And now we have this actor, Mike Pence, completely a fraudulent stage actor. Mike Pence 45, vice president to the 45th president. So before we forget, let's look at today's date numerology because that's what we got to start off with. 7346, sacrifice 7346. There's going to be a ritual sacrifice in the media today with 53 numerology. Soundbite 53. They gave us that soundbite and did with 53 numerology. You see how we're doing it backwards now? We started with the propaganda, now we look at the date numerology and it still matches. Unbelievable. It's also did with 55 numerology. Sacrifice 55, 7346, kill 28. There's definitely going to be a celebrity sacrifice today. There has to be. Or, some shooting, some tragic event. Also, think about how they're talking about winners and losers from the Democratic debates. Earlier, they just had something about the Supreme Court, sides with the Democrats, like the Democrats won something with the Supreme Court. It's completely different, but you see how it's all synced up. And by completely different, I mean in the narrative. Yeah, the Supreme Court seeks to end a Decca debate, so it's like a democratic thing with the Supreme Court, like another, I guess, victory for them. All coming out together because it's fake news. Let's see what Decca sums to. $99.27. Did they do this yesterday and they're talking about today? I don't think so. I think it happened today because it's breaking news and they're publishing it today. Updated at 10:49, Revelation 49. Yeah, Supreme Court said Friday. It's just about, Obama, immigration, all that crap, all the bunch of propaganda. You can read it yourself on your own free time. If you're wondering why don't I read these, it's like It's all, my answer's the same. We're going to read it, and what would I say at the end? It's just a bunch of fictitious, divisive propaganda from the federal government. So we'll read any of these, and I'll just say the same thing. So I like to show you the ritual. I like to show you how Donald Trump's an actor playing the role of Saturn, the keeper of time. Saturn equals 42, Russia 42. You see him right here. LGBTQ, there might be better numbers. This week in 28 photos on the 20th. I just put out a video showing you this week in 26 photos on that date connected to the number 26. It was published 6/20, which is 20/6. 6 plus 20 is 26. So it was published on the day with 26 numerology, but we did the video and it was on the front page on the 26th on a day with 26 numerology. Now, 2 days later, they have this weekend 28 photos. They're clearly doing this by the numbers. They're doing it by the date. How? I mean, it's like, what else would you possibly need to see? They did this 2 days ago. We saw how this all. And guess what? When I get home or this weekend, I have to remember to do this. I know there's. I admit there's videos I say I'll do or I want to do, and I just don't get to them. But I want to do something like this. This weekend, 28 photos. We got to see how many 28s we see inside this carousel of propaganda. I can't believe it. I mean, it's like, for those skeptical, why would you need to see anything else? This is so surface. This weekend, 26 photos on the 26th. When you add each digit in the date together, you get 26 on that day. Today, you get 28. 6 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 9. 28. This weekend, 28 photos. I mean, that's literally, that's what a pattern is. That is a pattern. We're just seeing it again. The problem with Joe Biden, I mean, this stuff is just, now I just don't even like it. I hate it when they just keep saturating the propaganda with just one of their actors. I don't know why that bothers me so much. Only exception to me is Donald Trump, because I mean, I've already accepted the fact that he's just the main actor in the play, and so he's going to be in the propaganda all day long, all the time. I'm so jaded at this point on him. And he's so easy to expose. I mean, every time he's in the propaganda, it's just more Saturnian rituals I get to show you, so can't really complain. Britain in the propaganda, more Chicago. I mean, they're talking about Chicago police again. We're talking about Joe Biden. You get it? They're doing all the Chicago, Joe Biden, Obama ritual. Today, Decca, that's an Obama era thing they're talking about. You see, today's a big Obama themed day. Chicago equals 46. Today with 46 numerology. I mean, there you go. And 37, the reflection is 73. It's a Chicago pattern being used today inside the propaganda. I just sigh because every time I see these examples, I just think how majority of the world can't understand this. It's like, how can you not? Chicago 35, the reflection of 53. Chicago 37, the reflection of 73. Chicago 46. And then look at today's date numerology. 53, 46, 73. And that's what we see Chicago. That's what we get Joe Biden saturated in the propaganda. Yeah, he might not be from Chicago, but again, Obama is tied with Chicago. That's where he did his senator stuff, and that's just where he represents a lot. And we see how they use that pattern with Obama, and now we have Obama's vice president all in the propaganda on the Chicago day, and then they flavored more of their propaganda with more Chicago crap like this. Look at this Jesuit order, deep nude app, a terrifying app for making any woman appear naked. I mean, it's just more fake news propaganda. And by that I mean they were never going to release the app anyway. Deep nude app 5346. Do you see why I have to make these videos and explain very clearly these rituals? Deep nude app 5346. One more time, looking at the date numerology. 5346. I mean, this is the video where if you share with someone, anyone sane will say, okay, there's clearly a pattern inside this propaganda. I mean, how crazy is this? We scroll down, we just pick up deep nude app. Such a specific name for a specific thing. And then you can see maybe what app sums to, and if that's why they're talking about an app today. App 33. So not much connection to the date. So then you can just take a step back, but you see what they did. You see how specifically they did this. Chicago, Deep Nude app, they share gematria, and they're on the front page. Hugh Jackman, you can see how many days from his birthday. He's in this propaganda, serving up coffee. Hugh Jackman, 200, 97 to 25th prime, 43 to 14th prime, 56. So nothing too crazy here. With the K exception, K is the 11th letter. I think we hit it something? No. So again, you'll see sometimes you don't always get it, but it's not always clear cut like that. If you do how many days from his birthday and see coffee, you can see there's a riddle to this. I'm telling you. And if you're skeptical still, which you shouldn't be, but if you are, please, you can ask in the comments. Show me this ritual. I want to see how this is by the numbers. But I mean, you should be able to figure out yourself. It's not too hard. Also, just doing the last name helps too. Jackman 53, 46. This is what I'm saying. Do you get it? You might not get the first and last name, guys. There's only a finite amount of things. Stop saying, oh, you're just making it work. You can do Hugh, Jackman. Yeah, first off, that's only 3 results, 3 chances. Jackman is the surname. It's very important. You've seen this. Jackman 53, 46. Has to be one of my better by the numbers videos because it just connects so much with the date numerology. And again, that means who dictates how good my videos are. Can I say it enough? That's why it's never me. This video is really good because the false Jew, Freemasonic, federal government is putting out this by the numbers. That is why. All these posing they're doing here, the Bernie effect, it's all fake news bullshit propaganda. So might as well close this video. I'm sure there's plenty more here. Hell no, that might be coded. Another 133 around all this presidential stuff. It might be a riddle with this 133 video. This is not anti-immigration, so that's what they're talking about too. But again, it's White House, government, 133, that number around the Freemasonry 58. We get president, first call will be to New Zealand. There's a riddle going on with this section. I can just see it right now. I can't piece it too much together. But guys, this is all concocted. Look at these actors. Oh my God. If you're a Democrat, what are you doing? Get your head out of your ass. If you're a Republican, the same thing. If you any of this bullshit, get your head out of your ass. So we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed this one. Take care. Just look at more symbolic photos real quick. All right, take care. Peace out.